myself to the studio, didn't it? It was the one thing I wasn't doing. I was looking at comments that were already coming in. Welcome, good evening, hello, how are you? And good. On tonight's show, wow, I can't believe it's episode 4, episode 3, series 4 already. Where has the time gone? Tonight we'll be looking at some new products. We're looking at what the girls have been doing. And yes, before anybody makes a mention, I am rocking the pink tonight. There's a reason behind that. I'm going to send you a link that the girls did to a podcast, which is absolutely fantastic. So on tonight's show as well, there will be prizes. Thank you for everybody who is watching already. There is prizes of Biltong to be won for whoever is engaging the most. And we've been monitoring this over the last 3 or 4 days. We'll be learning about new products. We'll be seeing where the girls have been going out and about. They've been so busy, it's beyond belief. And we will be meeting one of the joint venture partners that they work with and talking about why you put balsamic vinegar on ice cream. Keep it right here because it is time. It is always time. It's Ke Nako time. Enjoy the show. Absolutely love that. The great Heinz Donnelly Schmidt put that together for us. So anyway, let's bring the girls into the show tonight. It is the wonderful Biltong Babes, Ilse and Alana van Staden, and welcome. How are we doing, lads?
Good, thank you. And yourself?
Brilliant. I just thought I'd rock this.
You're looking very BBC News there.
I might think so. Yeah. I did see by the magic, the power of technology. What I was going to do was place myself in a field with you. Look at that, just look, so being there.
It's like you're meant to be there.
Yeah, it's like I'm meant to be there, being at one with nature. Or the other one that I really do love that I came across again the other day is this one. So we might leave that one on. Recognise that, ladies?
Gosh, that's
retro. That is. Tell the viewers where that is.
So that's Ballylagan Organic Farm where we're based.
Exactly, there we go. So we'll keep that one on tonight, actually. So we'll less BBC News-ish and just man in being having a midlife crisis, talking to two of his mates about food and snack food and stuff like that. We've had tons and tons of messages. In fact, we went live and within 30 seconds I had a message on my phone. Putting messages through there, watch it. It's brilliant and we love it. Right. Look, Bobby Robinson. Thanks very much for the support and the kind messages that you've sent in, and for the story yesterday in the comments. And it's so great to have you on. And welcome. Here we go. BBC News. Come on now. Well, it's not BBC Northern Ireland. There was
the news channels are available. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, RTE. So listen, we're in a bit of a scrap there. So you'll notice, everybody will be noticed, those who watch it live and those who watch it on catch up, we put a whole pile of things up today. Pile of comments, and there's a good reason for that. It was a bit of we don't want to peak too early, but there we go. There's a good reason why we have got all those going up. Right, lads, tell us. Since we last chatted in May, so it's almost sort of 3 months. And yes, I know that you've been trying to sort of cram in some more shows, but anybody who listens to the podcast will come back onto in just a second. It has been a crazy time. You know, Ilse, why on earth did you give up playing rugby to have more time? And now you're doing all these other sports, and then we'll come on to that in just a second. But it's absolutely brilliant. But
what you're talking about? Just dropping that bombshell very early.
Yeah, I listen.
You just pulled the pin out the grenade there and went.
Yeah, absolutely. So much for slowing down, missus, and taking it easy. You've added more products, more events, more everything to the gig, and more sports now. So softball and American football, and unbelievable. We'll come back to all that. So before I ask you what you've both been up to from your perspectives, there's a link there to a SoundCloud podcast called Trudy Scrumptious in conversation with, and you two lovely ladies were episode 2.
We were.
Alana, tell us a little bit about that. How did that come about?
So it actually came about through Thomas Ferris, who organises the urban markets, of which we attend a monthly one. Our Antrim one at the Junction is organised by Thomas, basically. But he organised a couple of other markets that we've done this year that we'll talk about a little bit later. So this was as part of Pride. So Pride Month was obviously in July there. And it was as part of Pride, basically. Trudy Scrumptious, the local drag queen here in Northern Ireland, very well known. And she was basically hosting podcasts then with various people. And Thomas approached Ilse and I and said, would you guys like to do it? Because he said, because, you know, as you said, we are a same-sex couple. We've got a child. We've got two full-time jobs, a food business, and lots of sports going on. So he said, I think you guys would be really good for it. So we said yes. And we went down. It was on the Barge in Belfast, which if you haven't been to yet, I would really recommend people go into. It's a really cool little location. So we were actually doing it in the belly of the barge. It was quite surreal. Sitting there, you could hear the waves lapping against the sides. And we were meant to be scheduled for our podcast at 8:30. And the first one only started recording at 8:30. So we filled Xander because he came with us full of Coca-Cola and chips. And he sat in the bar and we sat down in the belly of the boat and recorded the podcast. So yeah, it was great fun. And actually, I don't like listening to myself, but I listened to it today as well, just to kind of see they didn't actually edit out very much at all. I think it's pretty much as was recorded. So yeah, so you get a full unedited version of Ilse and I and what we're all about.
I think the topic areas were great. I mean, I've got the scroll and bar run and the banner with the link on it, but here's the link as well. I just shortened it into one of my Bitly links for people, because that will take them directly through to SoundCloud. So I've saved it to that for ease rather than the long thing. But go to SoundCloud to Trudy Scrumptious.
Usually our bunch going off. That's yours.
Yeah, no, yeah, somebody just set ours off. Thanks very much, lads. If you want to be involved, come in and join the gang. So Trudy Scrumptious via SoundCloud, Trudy Scrumptious in conversation, and it is episode 2. I'm sure the other ones will be just as great. And it is a funny, witty, hard-hitting, and at times personal. And I thought I knew you both. And there was other things I found, you know, and it was really great. And I genuinely can't edify it enough. And you're right, though, for somebody who has never, ever watched one of his own programs back, I mean, Jesus, why would you? Look at this face for radio. Just get off with you. I've mugged the world for 6 years getting away with this malarkey. So, but it comes across very, very well. I thought it was funny, witty. I think your woman, sorry, whatever, is
when
very,
she's
very
in
good.
drag, when he's out of drag. Yeah.
Oh, just
Trudy, brilliant.
Trudy, what an absolutely brilliant host and raconteur, and really has a good understanding of people. So well done for sharing that to me today. It was one of my highlights.
But the other episodes are brilliant as well. Like the first episode was a fella who's an alliance counsellor, and then a younger fella who's working with the Rainbow Project. So it's sort of the two of them are both in politics, sort of, if you like, he's old politics, the other fella was new politics.
Yep.
The third episode was absolutely inspirational. Leo, who's a transgender man, and just amazing. Like, we were there for the recording of that one, and just the room was silent. Like, we were all just like such an amazing speaker. So I'd really recommend listening to the others as well. The other 3 we weren't there because they recorded them in batches of 3. And I haven't listened to those ones yet, but they're on my hit list. So good listening if people want to listen to something while they're at work or whatever in the car. I'd really recommend it.
And something different that some people might be put off with by just the nature of Trudy herself as a host. But you know what? It was empathetically done, and I think it hit every single spot. And it was really, really good. Go and listen to it is all I'll say to people, because that was really good. And you acquitted yourself very, very well, as you would expect. You know,
What was really telling about Xander was Trudy walked into the room, and Xander's eyes lit up and followed her down,
everywhere.
And then turned to me and said, "Wow,
yeah,
it's so cool."
Yeah,
I know. But it's small things, not to detract so much from tonight's show, but there were small things about the fact that where you discuss about Xander's view about, you know, a mummy and a daddy and a mummy and a mummy, and the whole concept and what great parents you are and the way that you have taught him. And you know, it's great. So anyway, there we go. Go into Trudy Scrumptious in conversation with episode 2. Other episodes are available, as you say, blah 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 blah. And it's really, really good. So who else we got watching tonight? David Topping, our White Walker 1 from our White Walkers chat and crack team up there in Derry. Dave, I hope you're well, mate. And I promise I will catch up with you, mate, this week. Who else? So there we go. Bobby Robinson again for the last one before we move. Definitely seems like great fun to be around. Belly laughs, I'm sure, with you too. Good man yourself. Right.
Probably laughing at us rather than with us.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah. No, with you. Right. So, Ilse, we're going to talk about new products and stuff later on, but tell us what you've been yourself up to.
So, what have I been up to since May?
Lots.
I've been, so I didn't really play a lot of sport till about July-ish, seeing how I broke my ankle on the 1st of April. You know, a week after the big birthday, then you go, happy birthday.
Broken ankle.
There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for you to slow down. There's a lovely cast. So I didn't actually play that much sport. I've played a lot of sport in the last couple of weeks.
Making up for it.
I'm making up for it. At work, things have been going well. We're working away with Ballylagan. We're working away with the Biltong. We have Ballylagan actually. I went on a charcuterie course.
Yeah.
And I've started making charcuterie. I went to the School of Arts and Food, and I've been making charcuterie, focusing on a lot of lamb products. But I also made Ballylagan Copper, which won 2 stars in the Great Taste Awards, which I was delighted with.
So she'd literally been making charcuterie in a matter of weeks and won 2 stars at the Great Taste. So phenomenal.
It's the only way is up. And except for that, I've been playing American football. I've went to the Sealand Seahawks, or She-Hawks as we are called, training in Glasgow this weekend, which was amazing.
Off to Spain with them next month.
I'm off to Spain with them at the end of September to go and play a team just outside of Madrid. So all business. Rugby season starting up again. So I'm doing another season of club rugby. And we'll see where that takes us. So I've done IRFU performance coaching course.
I know. And we literally, I don't know how I fit it all in, because from the middle of April, we've had a market every single weekend, bar 2 weekends in July, one of which we took a quick trip over to Jersey. And the other one we just literally sat in the house and we were like, this is what our home looks like. Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable. Yeah. Right. I was going to ask you, but we chatted a lot, and I remember we covered on the last show you did the charcuterie, but you did keep from me that you won more awards. There's more awards that we're going to talk about later on, but with those 2 stars, we'll take over until the next time, because, I mean, I can't understand I do understand, don't get me wrong, how 2 people as good as you 2 get all the awards, but how you can forget to even mention to me, what's been happening? No, just another 2 stars for this, and, you know, and so there we go. So, Alana.
Yes.
We got a whole pile of questions in between the shows and stuff, as you know, as fancy words like mission and vision. But what's your why? Why did the 2 of you set this up? What was it about that? And I'm asking you because obviously there's an awful lot of clearly the South African influence, because it's South African snack and that's all Ilse's culture. But from your perspective, you know, what's your why for this?
So it's a fun story. I was actually a vegetarian until I met Ilse. I'd been a vegetarian for 16 years until I met Ilse. It's not all your fault. It was until I went to South Africa. And basically, one of the biggest reasons why I went vegetarian, because I was 8 years old when I went vegetarian, was I didn't like the way the animals were treated. So my background is I do animal science. I lecture in animal science, so I know a lot about all sort of the processes and things of not just sort of what happens to an animal after its useful life, but also what happens to it during its useful life as well from a livestock perspective. So yeah, and then I suppose basically whenever I met Ilse, it became clear that I wasn't, well, it would have been fun for me to have tried to continue my vegetarianism. And actually then once we sort of started looking around at what was available and things, I realized that actually there is an ethical way to eat meat, and that is to ensure that it's coming from a background where it's looked after, it's sustainable. You know, the animal is being reared alongside nature as much as, you know, as a natural life as it would have experienced were it outside of the food chain. And yeah, so we kind of went from there. So then the biltong influence, came in from Ilse, and it basically came about from but at the time we couldn't find anybody else on the island of Ireland making biltong. And certainly
people who made it, it was just
not in Ireland. Down south, there was over on the mainland. We didn't find the guys down south until after we started making biltong. And so, so then we started making it. We started making it initially just for ourselves. And then as you do, you bump into other South Africans and things. They all I've actually wondered recently, do other countries do this, or is it just South Africans? It's like we've been to 2 South African gatherings since we last saw you, one in the Republic of Ireland and one just 2 weekends ago in Hollywood up in Northern Ireland. So I don't know, do like the Kiwis all have get-togethers? I'm not sure, but the Saffers do. So we gravitated towards other South Africans. And then they were, oh, you're making biltong. Well, bring it with you next time. And then after a while, people were going, oh, can you make it for us? Can you do this for us? Can you do that for us? And so that was sort of 2012. And then in 2013, we took the leap, took a loan from the bank of mum and dad, and bought the first dryer in from South Africa. So we actually purchased it, I believe, in April, and then it arrived in May. That one came pretty speedily. It was the second one that took forever when we flipping needed it. Yeah. But because we ordered that one in the May and it only pitched up in September. So which was just after the BBC show had gone out, and it was chaos. So we were working with one box, and we literally at one point had a 9-week waiting list. So if anybody's watching who hasn't bought from us since then, it's now about the absolute maximum is about 5 days that you'll wait for biltong now, not 9 weeks. So
Good. And I think that sort of justifies me asking you, really, because it brings together that fusion of the two of you and what you do, because most people will think it was just Ilse, you know, given her background and her culture and stuff like that. No, I know that, but you know,
I'm the brains, she's the brawn.
And we better move on very, very quickly from that. You have been out and about a lot, so this is what the punters. If you see this, what Ilse likes you to do is to jump in front of the car at the lights and wave to it and go and say some biltong now. So if you see that, wave, say hello, have a photograph taken, and then if you have a photograph taken, if you stop Ilse or Alana in the van, have a photograph taken, then we might give you a prize. But there you go. So, and what goes with the van is this thing that was previously unnamed, unloved, uncoloured, unwheeled at the time. It then became Biltong Backy. Yeah. It was named. There we go, the trailer. And but you've been out and about everywhere. So different markets and different locations, and there's all sorts of things been going on. I keep getting photos of. Excuse me for some of those images haven't transferred themselves very, very well. And of course, recently there was the Moira food fair, which was very, very busy. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to.
Are you just trying to make me look like I don't do any work in this business? By
well, watch this. This was the Moira food fair, and see which one of you gets a cameo role on this.
See who's actually wearing
When I was young, my mom gave me pizza, no milk.
Yes.
So,
Not guilty. Let me just rest my hands.
so not only was Ilse not there because she was away working or playing sport in Scotland, American football, and but you were there with a sneaky little beer. So that was Moira. So a whole pile of things have been going on through that. It doesn't stop. We don't need to go into them. What we need to do actually is we keep getting messages through the site all the time saying, you know, can we get a weekly consolidated list of what's coming up, just to remind people. So I think we'll start doing that. There's another one that came in today. So yes, that was the question. So we'd like to answer our viewers when they send us stuff through. Ilse, this was from Gerard in Lisbon. Why food is important to South Africans. Here you go.
Why food are important to South Africans?
Yeah. Food's clearly, look at me, food's important to all of us, but it's such a part of culture. You know, you don't have a barbecue, for example, you have a braai, you know.
There's a line of Barbie dolls.
Well, exactly. So, but it's a massive thing in South Africa. Why is it so important?
Well, I think it's because, firstly, as South Africans, we enjoy eating. Let's face it. I've never met a South African who doesn't enjoy eating.
Yep.
And we've got a lot of cultural influences within our food. It's a way in which we express love. It's a way in which we express care for our families and our communities. Because by sharing what you have, you share your love, you share your care. And in a country where a lot of people live below the poverty line, food is a finite resource.
Yep.
So by sharing what you have, especially in your food, with the people around you, you are showing your love and your affection for them. Like my grandmother was a feeder. She used to show me how much she loved me. Every time I went back home, she would bake. I'm talking about there would be biscuits, and there would be rusks, and there would be chocolate chip muffins. And she would literally, I don't know how much baking she was doing for the days leading up to me arriving back home. But again, she would cook dinner for us every night. And it's not until you don't have it that you really miss it. And the reason why she did that's because she showed her love and affection and care for us. And I think that is the big connection. And that's why even here, where we are in a place like Northern Ireland, we are sharing our love and our affection and our cultural heritage with people through sharing our love for food.
There we go. Jared and Lisbon, I hope, thanks very much for sending that message through. There's the answer. I hope that you enjoyed it and you enjoy the new range of products, which we're going to move on to quickly. Alana, why have we decided to move on with so many new products? But let's just, before you answer that, let's just build ourselves up, because I'm salivating. I've been watching this afternoon. I've been looking at the products, and watch this. Nom. Well, no.
I just had a little boogie there.
Honestly, wait until I start showing the photographs just now. Right, tell us quickly while I'm throwing some of these up, why you've decided to expand the range massively, and it is massively. And I know Ilse is a butcher by trade, and that's what she does. One of her 17 roles in life is that. But why now? Why have you expanded? Because it's just, you've won tons of awards on the stuff you've got. You are, without a shadow of doubt, the best South African snack food company across the island of Ireland, in everything, in the way that you produce it, the ethics and the sustainability, the products itself. But why now? Why expand all of this stuff now?
Well, we have wanted to launch the steaks and the Boerewors for a very long time. Our biggest issue, to be quite honest, Joe, was in trying to get it out to people in a timely manner. The biltong, obviously, biltong is a preserved product, so it's not difficult to send out something that's preserved because it's in its final form, if you like, and so that's, you don't need to worry. And with its lifespan, you kind of don't need to worry too much about how quickly it gets there. We always used Royal Mail before, their first class post, and I can't remember who it was, Parcel Force, their 24-hour with Ireland. And it was all right. They obviously Christmas was a bit of a stuff up last year with Royal Mail. But we, for a long time, were looking to see if we could find a company that could deliver guaranteed next day for a decent price. And Royal Mail then actually funnily got in contact with us. I think lots of other businesses, we had put in a complaint, but other people had as well. And so they said, well, look, we'll offer you 24-hour tracked at this price. Would you be interested? And we said, yes. And at the same time, I then got in touch with a company called Fastways, who are based here on the island of Ireland. So they do next day delivery guaranteed south of the border, again, for a price far more competitive than anybody else we could find out there. So that was it. And it's both the Royal Mail and Fastways offer completely tracked throughout, which is great. And we've now been running with them for about a month. And so far, it's all been everything's gone perfectly well. So that was it, really. We needed, because we butcher our animals, we get the steaks off them. So now available online to folks are our ribeye steaks, our sirloin steaks, our fillet steaks. All of these are coming off of the beasts that we turn into biltong. So previously we'd been limited to just selling them at market, so just people who sort of came along and saw us at market. But now we're obviously able to offer this to people all over the UK and the island of Ireland. So it's great. And so we get the steaks then. We were doing an awful lot of home consuming of them as well, obviously. So yes.
It was very unfortunate.
Such a sad time. Yeah, we really took one for the team. So that's basically why they're up there now, because we're now at a point where we're able to get them. That's it. We stick them. We are here on a Tuesday night, sticking them into boxes, and they're with people by early Thursday morning. So it's great.
Can't wait. So we're going to run through a couple of those in a minute. But Ilse, talk us through Boerewors. Okay, what is it? How do you make it?
So Boerewors is a traditional South African quailed sausage that's stuffed into a big pork casing, and you would cook it on the barbecue, what you guys call barbecue. We call it a braai. Traditionally, it would actually be half beef, half pork, but due to the cost involved with using organically reared pork, we have decided to just make it a beef product. It contains beef with a bit of beef fat. And then, of course, the spice mixture is salt, black pepper, coriander, nutmeg, clove, and red wine vinegar, which is then mixed through and stuffed into a pork casing. And then you cook that for your own enjoyment.
And there we are. There is, I put the links up in the comments today to help people out before the show even started. There is the link directly to Ke Nako Biltong's website. The email address up there, but the link is there, and you can just go in and you can buy your Boerewors from there. What I'm going to do now, actually, is I need to go back and find out what I've got that many messages coming through.
No, it's great.
It's absolutely brilliant tonight. I have to say, Bobby Robinson, you're an absolute star, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going. But he does say... Are
you looking for the Poikikos one?
I
think that is what you're looking for. We spotted it earlier when we were talking about South African food.
Did you? Yeah, it was...
That's right, you've got to talk about it.
Yeah, where is it?
Come on, Joe, scroll back.
I'm going back. Oh, there we go. Right, yeah. Talk about, So is that something to do with potatoes?
Go on, Elsa. And it's pronounced Poikikos.
Poikikos. Poiki refers to a pot.
Okay.
But not any pot. It's a three-legged cauldron that we use
like
to
a witch.
Food in.
Hubble bubble toil and trouble.
Yeah. That you use to cook food, and it's like a stew.
Oh, you can do.
That
You've
you
made
would-
bread in it before.
I've made bread in it. I can cook
do all sorts with it.
I can bake cake on a barbecue or on a braai if I have to.
Yeah, it's
but-
amazing.
Yeah, so you would make, it's like a stew that you make in it. You
Potjie
can
kos,
use your protein. So whether you use chicken, lamb, beef, oxtail, potjie kos is
Amazing.
delicious.
Mhm.
Lamb's tails as potjie kos is delicious. And
Yeah.
you would add potatoes in, you would add your veg in, and it literally it cooks in layers. So you don't really mix it through, but it cooks in layers right until you serve it.
It's great.
And then you serve it out through the layers.
Well, listen, we're going to have to, we are going to have to, see, that just allows me, by the power of technology, to...
He's Googled it.
He's
No, to...
Good
just
morning.
things come into my mind that I remember that we have done in the past. No, I can't...
Scroll,
I
Jim, scroll.
No, I can't find. There's a backdrop. We did the outdoor one that time, so we'll have to do that. We'll have to wait until we'll have to wait until we do a summer one again and go through that. Right, steaks. So that's a ribeye, and anybody watching
live in the studio as well. Here we've got our ribeye versus a locally bought one as well. So yes,
let's see. Nom 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 nom. Everybody's going nom nom nom. Let's see the steak. Show us the steak. Nom nom nom. There we go.
On the screen, you'd be
Nom
fine.
nom nom. Good evening. Well done.
Okay, so it's going to open them. So you've got live steak.
Oh, this is fantastic.
I'm going to get a plate out, otherwise the dogs will be delighted.
Yeah. And what I'll do is I need to go all the way back up to the top now, because there's a link there to the Ke Nako Biltong ribeye steaks, and so you can have those as well.
So you're getting props tonight and everything.
Honestly, we've never had so much going on. We have never had so much going on. It's really good. Just while Ilse is knocking out the ribeyes, I'm going to throw this one up. It doesn't say what it is, but if anybody gets free packets of biltong, if you can tell us what type of steak that is in the comments, first one gets a free packet. And we go back to ribeye. Nom 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 nom. Ilse, show us your ribeye.
Okay, so I've got two ribeyes here. Can you
Bring
see
it up to the camera. There you
There we go. Let's put you on single.
I'll do that in case they fall. Oh, there we go. Good
So
idea.
the bottom
Lovely.
one is the locally bought one. It's about 200 grams.
Yep.
Whereas the top one is ours. You can see the clear difference in color. And if you look at the marbling, ours is a lot more marbled.
Yeah.
The one at the bottom.
And the fat's yellow, whereas the local ribeye is a white fat, because again, a beef animal, you tend to get white fat, whereas a dairy animal, you get yellow fat. So there you go.
Brilliant. So very, very quickly, just explain about the difference on the marbling and why is that important, and of course the color on that, because everybody expects this light, very light red, it's fresher, but actually it's the deeper, darker. Explain that to us very quickly so people know.
So traditionally, if you think about, you go to the meat counter and you pick up a bit of steak and it's red. It just means that it not necessarily has it been aged.
Yeah.
A darker color develops in steak if it's allowed to rest and allowed to age. It basically, what would happen is it would encase itself in a case that you cut away while the inside is then matured, and pretty much like cheese.
Cool.
So it just gives you a better product. It allows the enzymes to sort of break down the texture of the steak as well. So it gives you a much softer product, which is a lot easier to eat.
Brilliant.
Like Ilse, we age, well, how old's that one there, Ilse?
That one is about 45 days.
45-day aged, whereas the other one that was bought was,
I got it.
It was advertising that it was 21-day aged. So, I think that's kind of what 21 days, I think, is kind of the average. We tend to hang ours for a lot longer. We had Ilse back when I was pregnant, and for some reasons unknown went off beef. Ilse had these phenomenal steaks that she'd aged for 60 odd days.
Yeah.
And like you could cut it with a spoon, it was amazing.
Right.
But and just the flavor profile was just absolutely just phenomenal.
I need to do I need to do one of my twice yearly runs up. I think very soon to be able to.
Well, we can send them to you now, Joe.
You can send them to us now. Yeah, now that I know more, that I've learned more today because I'm talking to you since May. Deborah Halligan, welcome to tonight. Thanks for joining us. Ke Nako ribeye are absolutely phenomenal. They are. I'm just going to throw. Where are we? I'm going to throw that up again, and you've seen them in real life, and so if I can go back to the comments, does anybody know what type of meat this is? A free bag of biltong in it for you. But just look at that. I mean, that's just. I don't want to be doing the show anymore. I'm going to get a hologram of myself so I can go downstairs and go and get something. So there we are. Bobby Robinson's still coming in and stuff. Bobby showing about the fillet. Yes, well done, Bobby. You are on a roll tonight, my friend. All week, Bobby Robinson has been everything we put up. Everything been asking. Well done, mate. There's a bag of biltong coming for you. Who else have we got in tonight? Louise Buffini Robinson. Louise, welcome to tonight's show. Welcome to the grill. Absolutely. And we also have Robin Hack. Robin, need some more yellow fat biltong.
Yeah.
Ilse, 30 seconds. Yellow fat biltong. What's the difference?
Yellow fat biltong is the colour of the fat. It's It's that yellow rind on the back of the biltong that you dry, and it's literally like butter.
You get it more in a dairy animal because it's an older animal. It's got a better diet, and you tend to find it more on a grass-fed animal than an animal that's been brought up on grain.
Awesome. Bobby, there is a thing of biltong on its way to you, and also what I'm going to do is we are just.
I think Bobby's a local. You're more than welcome to come and pick it up from us, Bobby.
Yeah, well, I saw a message there from before saying he fishes us straight, so he's going to call in. So here we go. Let's just put this on full screen. There we are. There is the girl site, and if you go to the top, I've seen that photo somewhere before. It's brilliant. If you go to all products now. We keep things simple here. We just regurgitate stuff because it's quality, just like the food. Like the Boerewors, there you go, the fillet steak medium. There's a large fillet steak. Of course it is. In fact, the medium should be taken off, Ilsa, because who would want to have a medium fillet steak? You want large, and even larger. Small! It's a small form. Nobody would eat a small fillet steak.
Well, we get little jerseys in sometimes. So
exactly.
That's the other nice thing about getting an organic and a dairy animal that's retired. It could be a Friesian, it could be an Ayrshire, it could be a Jersey. You know when it's a Jersey that's coming, because usually the Ayrshire's come in 2 trolleys. So if one trolley comes in, you know it's a Jersey.
You see, that's a top tip. I mean, who knew stuff like that? It was just like, well, it's a cow, isn't it? You know, you look after the cow. It's very ethical. It's very sustainable. Well done, ladies. But all of a sudden, there's different types of cows are all part of the party. And, you know, it's the way they want to go. And the different types depends on the size of things. So every day's a skill day with Ke Nako Biltong. It's time. It's Ke Nako time. There we go. Sirloin, the ribeyes. And as we go down through the updated website now, which is absolutely brilliant, it's got absolutely everything. The Iona, I can never forget. I can't wait to get my first one because whilst I love the biltong and the powders and everything, I'm really looking forward to mixing things up. In fact, I was looking today and I was just thinking, there's just so much, you know, so much has changed. But all of this is on the site. So go to the site. You can do subscriptions. There's an app you can download as well. Each month from now on, every 2 months from now, we've got another 2 shows before Christmas. We're going to be looking at some of the different ones. No smoke without fire, trouble at the barbecue. We'll bring that one back up to the conversation shortly. Pain in the hole, garlic biltong, the original, and there's the chili as well. So there we go. It's all there, lads. It is all there. Let's just stop sharing that. And wow, blimey! Listen, just go to the site. Just buy all the links are up there. Listen, Bobby, you're welcome, mate. We look after those people who look after us. Now it is time to talk about the community, and you do an awful lot. You know, that joint venture partnerships, working with other small and local businesses who have the same sort of ethics and values as you work with to create great stuff is brilliant. Why is that really that important to you both? You know, what is it that why couldn't you just get the stuff in yourself? Why do you go to extraordinary lengths to find the really nicest people with the best products and etc. etc.?
Well, put simply, it's, you know, small business. If you're a small business and you're on your own, you are up against it. You know, it's running your own business, particularly as a small business, is one of the hardest things you can do. Particularly as quite a lot of people who run small businesses don't actually have any business experience themselves. Like, again, it's like with ourselves, it's been born from a passion. So in our case, a passion for Biltong. Neither of us has any business experience whatsoever prior to this. So when you're on your own, it's good to then get like-minded people around you. And if you guys can then collaborate and work together, it means you guys can learn things off each other. And so, yes, and again, as you say, you know, you get to know who's good at what they do and whose products are really nice and what can work well with your own product. And so we have a number of collaborations. We've got three main ones on the go at the minute. As you mentioned, with Pain in the Hole with Blackfire sauces, and we've had Tim on the show before, talking all about Blackfire and Blackfire foods. And we've again had lots of success with that particular flavour of biltong. It's done incredibly well for us. We've got our most recent partnership with the Dr. Treble brand. So although Dr. Treble are not made locally, we kind of figured that everything else we do is local. Biltong being an African product, we should probably have something African in here. And so we teamed up with Dr. Treble. Their sauces come from Zimbabwe, but the way that they make them, and again, the way that they farm, it's a community that it's a community farm. So we like that, and we were like, right, that gets on board with our ethical and our sustainable. So, you know, it tick those, and the Incredibles, it ticked 3 of the 4 boxes for us. So we were happy to get them on board, and the flavors with the barbecue and the no smoke without fire are brilliant and are going very, very well for us at the minute. And then, of course, we've got the wonderful Bob and Susie of Boerewors and Boerewors, who are our oldest collaborators, not by age, but in terms of how long we've been with them. And yeah, like, I'm going to do it now before she's in here and she can respond. Susie's brilliant. Susie is, I don't know if she knows this, but she's definitely, I would say, one of the key people in the market community in Northern Ireland. She's a real matriarch. You know, anybody, she's forever coming, like anytime we're at a show with them, she always comes over and, you know, how's it going? And have you heard that there's this market on, or there's this grant that's going? She just really is in the know. And rather than sort of being one of these people that kind of keeps it all to themselves, she's always out there and sharing with other people what's going on. And Boerewors and Boerewors, their products are just absolutely amazing as well. So I'm a huge vinegar fiend. This was not done on purpose. I just, we've got like about another 6 bottles in the cupboard as well. I love vinegar. I would be a real vinegar person. So whenever they then approached us and said, oh, do you want to do something? I nearly bit her hand off. So yeah.
Good. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show with Big Joe Shep here with the Biltong Babes, Ilse and Alana Van Staden from Ke Nako Biltong. I'm running through a whole range of different things. And before, see, what you two don't see is I'm watching Susie's face in the green room here. And she's going, and she's, I can see it going red, but everywhere is Drew. Before we bring you in, listen, you are here for Series 4, Episode 3 of All Beef and No Bull, the Snack Chronicles continue, and you are very, very welcome to Mentor. Whoa, and now it's time for our special guest to come in. Right, balsamic vinegar unlike any other.
Absolutely.
Balsamic vinegar is obviously just essential for any of your store cupboards. The vinegars work. This really got me. Work on savoury and sweet. And there's also a twist to it where you can put balsamic vinegar on ice cream. And we're going to find out from Susie why. And everything that they have adds to the depth and flavour. And they even work in cocktails. Please welcome co-founder and director of Beautiful Biltongers. It is Susie Hamilton-Stubber. Susie, good evening.
Good evening. Is the light okay?
Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you, Alana, for that glowing accolade. I don't think I deserve any of it.
Oh, 100% you do.
But we do like to try and pass on our knowledge and our help to people. I was at a trade fair this weekend down in Dublin. Got back last night, and I was standing beside a gorgeous girl who is making cards and was able. It's a different business, but I was able to give her as much information as I knew. So yeah, we like to help, and
that's what permeates through why I tend to work more with an awful lot of small and local businesses, not only in live streaming but offline as well, because it's that. Do you know what? There's something about that community that helps each other. So yeah. It's easy for me, right? Susie, tell us a little bit about you.
I was beside Tim actually of Blackfire.
There you go.
So that was a really lovely 3 days. Couldn't have been better.
Yeah, he was great when he was on the show as well, and it's great. You know, it's great. Myself and the girls, we all love having the joint venture partners on and learning more about what you do and why you work. So on that, Susie, tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and how you got into business with balsamics.
I fell into balsamics, not quite literally. I was working in the vets, actually, in Market Hill, and just mightn't have been that taxing at the time. And a friend and I just decided to start a business. And there were a few infused vinegars on the market, but there weren't many infused balsamics. And I'd been to Newcastle to see my daughter who was at uni, and picked up in the market there, a bottle of blueberry balsamic. And that's where the whole journey started. I was away, she drank the whole lot. And I thought, oh, this is going to be better than... So Susan, my friend, and I started it in December, and just at a local fair. And then we founded the company in February. I think it was Valentine's Day, but in 2014. And so we're always questioned about Burren. Why is it the Burren? You can guess. Dublin this weekend was a lot of where in the Burren are you from? But Burren means rocky limestone landscape. So there's a Burren townland between Dromore and Balnahinch. You know that dreadful road. There's a Burren townland there, not far from Canal, and Susan's house was there, and her house was called Ballyburren, and that was the reason for the Burren. And actually, the townland that I live on here is called Ballyloughan, and it doesn't have quite the same ring about it. Ballyloughan balsamics doesn't quite fit.
And you know, sometimes something's just a simple fit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's easy, and it's great.
And yeah, it has to be said, it's a great name for world. You know, a lot of people, the Americans all know the Burren, but you know,
for sure,
it's a good name.
It is. I wasn't going to do this, but I am now, because I think it's really important. Because my next question to you is, it's not just balsamic vinegar that you do. Let me come back to there. Right, talk us. I'm gonna, while you're talking through why you have got so many products. I mean, by the way, I love this strap line. It's running down the bottom because I wrote in mixed drizzle dip. I couldn't save that photo today. I could only get it on the mobile version. I could only get the but it's just
add a dash of something special. So we are nearly a zero food waste company.
Okay.
So there's several of the products. Actually, nothing's wasted because we compost it if it can't go into a product. But if we've made a roast onion vinegar, we bring the onions, we roast them, we infuse them all, and then from that, then we take, after they've infused, we take the onions out and we make a roast onion jam from which those infused roasted onions are used in. And the same goes for the apple. So we've got Almar Bramley apple. We have a chutney. We have a delicious marmalade, Elsa's favourite, I think, isn't it? And we have a strawberry jam. So so that was the zero food waste products. The other thing, there's the black garlic coming up.
It's phenomenal. It's really good.
I'd been doing fairs. One of the reasons I first did fairs in London was to get me across to see friends and things. It wasn't, yes, it's nice to, it was lovely at the time to bring a bit of money back, but actually it was a lot about seeing friends. So that was lovely. And when I was doing other fairs, people kept asking me about white balsamic. So I said to the company that we buy from, Toshki, or I said, we need to get white balsamic. And he said to me, well, you can have one of 3 levels. You can have the very basic white balsamic, or you can have the next level up, or you can have the very top, which is beautifully high density, deliciously Moorish white balsamic. And at the time I went, okay, so I've got this white balsamic. Now what do I do with it? And that was when I met Bob. I met him at a trade show in Dublin. And he said, you know, these vinegars, they're all very good. And I went, well, yeah, but, you know, we doubt ourselves, don't we, as women, quite a lot. So I could always understand why people bought the first bottle, but what, they came back for another one? So anyway, I said to Bob, I've got this white balsamic. I said, it's lovely. I know it's lovely, but I don't know what to do with it. So he then came on board and he said, right, this is what you got to do. You got to make some blood orange and cardamom. And we made some beetroot and cacao nib. And that's kind of started the journey of the white balsamics. Now, some of those products also go into zero food waste. And from that, we've kind of just expanded it a bit in different ways. So we've got the balsamic pearl bursts, which are beautiful on the citrus and the smoked peat are really lovely on some fish. The blackberry, I mean, there's a whole lot more uses, but the blackberry and thyme we'd use with some lamb or cheese. And we've got the black garlic ones as well, which are very good with pâtés.
That's, I'd had obviously a look through your company before tonight and everything, but I for some reason, I should have picked up on, there was 2 that I completely missed. One is the Irish cherry.
The Irish cherry. That's somebody rang me one day and he said, I've about 300 kilos of cherries. They've just come off. It was actually, he was working Keelings at the time. We've about 300 kilos of cherries that we just picked. And would you like them? I went, yeah. So there's a lot of that about it. You know, we find things that the Irish heritage apple, which I think is there, is a white balsamic. In the Bramley apple orchards, they need pollinators. So the heritage apple are the other trees. And very often the apples are not quite wasted, but they go very cheaply for juice. Well, we get them for the same price really as our Bramleys. But actually now one of the people that works for us, they're growing them for us. So that's great.
The other thing is I make my own sausage rolls and pies and stuff.
Oh, so good.
So you're the onion jam. So I'll be onto that tomorrow as well.
The onion jam is on Aer Lingus as well in business class.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Well, I clearly face for radio. And, so I'd be holding the door for people out there. I'd be open the door for people like yourself, Elton and Alana, clearly. But I'm going to try that one. Actually, what I do like very, very good is sausage and biltong powder.
Yes, that's delicious.
Very, very good. I do a mean.
You just need to add a little apple chutney or jam.
It's amazing.
There we go. I'm going to try that next week, and then I'll send you the photographs of that number 2. A couple of questions. Listen, it's just brilliant. People need to go and have a look at BoereWorsBalsamics.com. What is your favourite vinegar?
Oh, black garlic.
Is it?
Black garlic,
Is it?
yes.
Oh,
And of course
okay, there we go.
that's
Jill,
what
Jill, I hope
I don't know
Jill, I hope
if you
you're
can see
downstairs now ordering.
Oh, look, they are, Joe.
So that's one of our bulbs of black garlic.
Wow.
It's very different to what most of them are that you'd buy. This is super, super soft. It's fermented for about 8 to 10 weeks.
Wow.
It's done for us by a Chinese chef in Dublin. So it's a very traditionally Chinese black garlic. If you buy them here, they have a flaky skin.
Yeah.
But this, the great thing about it is you can use the whole of it because it's just so soft. I mean, if I could squeeze
see it on your fingers,
and squeeze it out, and that just makes the most beautiful vinegar. So that's what's infused. That's our next project, is to make a black garlic paste with some kind of pickled black garlic paste.
Yeah.
So that's good. One of our most popular vinegars all round is the chili and honey. So we do this slightly differently for the girls. It's probably our second or third bestseller of the vinegars. We've got a little bit of locally sourced honey in it, but for Ilse and Alana, we don't put the honey in, so it keeps the taste sharp, and then it leaves it a very pure vinegar, so they can do then whatever they want with it. It doesn't interfere with the taste for them.
Oh, I have to say, I wish I hadn't gone past page 1 today. I was having all this work done, this refurb in the house done, and the power was on and off today because I put this infrared heating in, and I was like, I wasn't even sure today. I said, Alana, I wasn't even sure whether tonight was going to go ahead. I didn't finish the show run order, and then I got the link through for the podcast, which I mentioned before. Mentioned that again, and I was listening to that, and then I was researching yourself and Burren, and I was like, oh my god. I just want to drive in a car and drive up and get a van load of stuff. So
black garlic is our most popular vinegar altogether.
It works so well on the biltong as well. Like
it works really well.
Anytime
who's your best customer at the fairs, Alana?
Yes, for the garlic for sure, Susie. But whenever people come over, they're always like, "Oh, what's the best?" We get this quite a lot. We get, "Oh, I'm sure you get it as well, Susie. What's the best seller?" And it's kind of one of those things where they're like, "These are all my children." It's like, but I always say to people, garlic's my favorite.
No, that's
somebody said to me in Dublin one day at a fair about 5 years ago, what's your best seller?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to buy that one because it's obviously the one you want rid of.
Yeah, of course.
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
We as producers love all our babies. And so I was listening to a talk given by the lady, Jo Fairley, who started Green Black Chocolate. Yeah. And she said, if the next product that you make is not the best product that you've made,
why you
don't do it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it's so true. And therefore, what we have in front of us are all fantastic.
And you both quite similar but different, and you've just come so far and expanded. But it's a fit. Everything is a fit. It's a natural evolution of what you're doing. So two questions for you, Susie. One is, outside of the vinegars, what's your other favorite product? What's your favorite child?
Outside of the vinegars. Well, actually, I'm so not an onion person, but I do love that onion jam. Yeah. I'd put it under cheese on toast or. Jill, write this down with this, and I'll forget by the time I get back down. Great, listen, that's brilliant. And I've got one final question, but we've got tons and tons and tons of stuff. So, sisters in the house. So we've got loving the Christmas bottle. So did I before. I didn't love the Christmas bottle today, but you will tomorrow, because tomorrow's another day. the lorry appeared today with this year's Christmas bottles, and they had nearly collapsed in the lorry, and we had to hand pull every bottle off one pallet and onto another.
Oh,
I think you've got a bottle there, Alana, haven't you?
You've got a bottle.
Yes, look at that shape. I'm at Christmas. I'd have Christmas all year round. Ooh,
they're quite heavy. They come from Germany, and they are stupidly expensive, as with all glass now.
Yeah,
glass is 75%.
So, before your final question, dear lady, Christian Ross, Christian up there, a good friend from rugby. How are you, mate? A long time. Hope that you are both well. Yeah, you got to try the biltong. Honestly, pick up the phone and speak to Ilse and Alana and go through and put an order in of things that you can try and over through. It's absolutely brilliant, mate. Honestly, you're blown away. If anybody thinks that jerky is anywhere near, let me just wipe that off the market now. Biltong is just a flavour explosion. And then when you get the flavour, oh my word, just stop. There we go. Right. One final question. Oh, it's like saying choose your favourite ear. Stevie Arenta. Hello, ladies from Omeath. Yeah, good. You're welcome to the show. So, final question. Ice cream and balsamic vinegar. I can't be the only one watching this tonight that just thinks, right, what balsamic vinegar and why does it work so well on ice cream?
Just all of them, I would, but yeah.
Yeah, I love the thing about vinegar is that it cuts through the sweetness.
Yeah.
So you get a much better, purer taste.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily put the chili and honey on, but I'm sure somebody would, and I'm sure it'd be delicious.
I've done the black garlic.
Or the black garlic. But we've all sorts, we've got strawberries. Yes, we would do strawberries and balsamic vinegar all the time. Yeah. We have a variety of more fruity ones that are absolutely fab with
good and gin as well.
Yeah. So the strawberry and mint is really good in a prosecco or in a gin or in some ice cream or meringues. All the kind of fruity ones, the blueberry's lovely. The blackcurrant has got an amazing taste. You wouldn't really know it was vinegar. You don't taste vinegar as vinegar when it's in a food.
Yeah.
No, and I remember when I was living in Germany years ago, and we used to steep strawberries in two things. One was in peach schnapps for 48 hours, which was mental, which was lovely. Just both, but in balsamic vinegar and black pepper and the flavour that came out of it. So, and I can imagine mixing that with some ice creams. But listen, that's brilliant. Everybody, please go to Mix the Drizzle and Dip. That's one of my favourite things. That's stuck in my head. That's what I've got it there. Buttonbalsamics.com, and you can get a whole range of things. And I apologise for running over time tonight for this because it's just been absolutely fab. And Susie, thanks very much for popping on.
Thank you very much.
And I'll be
Susie, just quickly, where are you next? Because we're at different markets next, I think, aren't we? Where are you guys?
Yeah, Elmfield probably. I don't think. Are you doing one this weekend?
Yeah, we're at the Junction this weekend.
Yeah, I think I'm on a weekend off this weekend.
Fair play. And the next weekend.
Not really on a weekend off.
No, it's not off. And then we're Inns and we're at Eats and Beats the week after.
Oh yes, I'm afraid I'm going to Italy that weekend to go and meet our makers. meet the guys that we buy the raw, which isn't really a raw product, but buy the vinegar from. So we're going for a frolic in the vineyards.
Wonderful.
And why not? Listen, we get you back on again.
And why not?
And why not? Absolutely, yeah. In fact, I wasn't going to mention before, but I've got some people who watch me whatever shows I'm doing, and obviously it's become widely known that my favorite drink is a Malbec, is a red Malbec, actually. But tonight I'm not drinking Malbec. I'm drinking a thing I found called 19 Crimes, bottle of wine called 19 Crimes, and this one's called the Uprising, and it's finished off in rum barrels. Well, yeah. No, listen, we're connected. Listen, if we're going to connect the island of Ireland, we'll connect the island of Ireland. It's called the Uprising. And the great thing about them is some people know, but not everybody. That's the reason I'm saying this is if you put your phone, there's an app that you can put on the phone, and the story comes out from the picture on the front. So 19 crimes, your pricing. It's even better than my normal standard Malbec. So those of you who follow me on my wine discovery, you can
We
blame
have some
Susie.
vinegar that we've had in Bushmills barrels. We're not allowed to say the
Oh,
Bushmills barrels.
stop, Mrs. Go with it, because I can't keep up with the notes.
So we've had a very lovely dark one and a white one in for 3 years.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Genuine pleasure. I have learned so much tonight from all of you. But Susie from Button
Thank you very much.
And we will see you again. Enjoy Italy. Send us photos.
Yeah. Safe journey.
Wow, how cool is that, ladies and gents? We are way over time and we haven't finished yet. So we're gonna finish off because I want to talk about awards. Where are we? Stevie, Meath saying, you all need to share because being eaten by the Irish, they do love Biltong and Boerewors. Absolutely. And he adds on there, Polish vinegar is really different to the Irish one supplied. Interesting. And who's that? Fanula, how are you? Well, it did. It got called Biltong Babes. Biltong Babes was the name of that one. So, very quickly, tell us about yet another award.
So the Blasna Aran are the Irish Food Awards. So the first year that we entered the Blast, we won it with the original Biltong. We won it. So they do a gold, a silver, and a bronze. But we're in as a finalist. So basically, out of all the Biltongs across Ireland that have been entered into the Blasna Aran, 5 get picked as finalists. So,
in the meat snacking category. So
the meat snacking category. It's not just Biltong. Sorry, so there's 5 meat snacks. There's 5 products. So the Trouble at the Barbecue is top 5. Yeah. So we will find out at the end of September whether we win a gold, a silver, a bronze, or whether we're just top 5. Fingers crossed. We'd love to see it take the gold, obviously.
And people who votes for that, Alana?
So now the Blasna Aran is done. It's actually, so there's lots of different awards about, because the one that most people have heard of and that we've also won is the Great Taste. So the Great Taste Awards, as far as I'm aware, it's quite a lot of foodies do it, but pretty much anybody can be a Great Taste judge. The Irish Food Awards are judged purely by people in the food industry in Ireland. So these are people who really, no harm to people who are great taste judges, but they're people who really know their stuff. So our Biltong will have been tried by people who actually know what Biltong is, and they'll have tried other Biltongs and other meat products as well. And so yes, they've picked ours. So it's all done through University College Cork, and then the awards are held every year down in Dingle, and it's a fantastic show they put on. It's not just the awards. The whole of Dingle gets turned into one giant food market for the weekend. It's great. The first year we went down, actually, there's a bit of a story about the first year we went down. So we went down and basically you buy these wee tickets and then you can go around to all the different restaurants, all the different cafes. There's food stands as well. So people come from all over Ireland with their food. And you basically swap then a ticket for whatever they've got on offer for a ticket. So there was a place doing fish. There was a place doing ice cream. Good few places doing alcohol, cheese. So we did this the whole day. And then we looked up and we thought we were in the beef category. So we sat through the awards and we didn't win. And we went, never mind, down the pub, 4 or 5 pints in at the pub. And Ilsa goes, what was the number on the back of the Biltong? Because all the different categories have got numbers. So the beef, I think, was like category number 5. And I was like, 37? And she's like, you sure? And I got out the phone and went through the emails. Yeah, 37. And she went, we're in the savoury snacks. It hasn't been sat yet. Oh, so and it was in 5 minutes and we were the other side of Dingle. So we literally staggered back to where the awards were being given, staggered into the theatre. So if you've seen the photo of us winning the award, we look half cut. We were half cut. And yes, and it's in an old cinema, so it was on a slightly downward slope as well. So we staggered down this, and that was it. We won the gold and the silver.
And then we won the gold, and we also won Best in Farmers Market in Antrim.
was the year after we won the silver. Sorry, yes. So we
And
staggered down.
some of those awards are down there, and we win any more awards, and we're going to have to. I'm not sure if to make them tiny small. I'll have to get Amanda.
But yes, this year, unfortunately, the Irish Food Awards are being held on a Friday, so we might have to send somebody to pick it up for us.
Well, there might be somebody available to go for the weekend down to. There might be somebody available to go down to.
Well, I can meet you there, Joe. I like it. I like a good road trip.
I thought we were going to send somebody. Okay.
I can go down. You can work.
There you go.
Well, we'll discuss all that. We quite like the idea of going down. So more awards potentially in the offing. But for tonight, there we had. Remember we had Susie on from Bud and Balsamics. Go and have a look at Bud and Balsamics.
Yeah.
You got to go to SoundCloud or follow that link to Truly Scrumptious in conversation with episode 2 with Ilse and Alana van Staden, which is one of my go-to recommendations in a long time to listen to a podcast, and that is very, very genuine. There's the link there for the beautiful ribeye steak that you can get there. You can get the large fillet. Other fillets are available, but Jesus, why would you, lads? But then I'm 21 stone and I eat steak, so look. That's why. That's the top one. That's what you want. And we do have a winner for the very first Biltong Babes Best Buddy winner. Yep. And this is every single time we have a show, normally 2 months now, it will be announced. It's for the person who has engaged the most, supported the most in over a period of a region. And the Biltong Babes Best Buddy winner for the first time is Bobby Robinson. Well done, Bobby. Absolutely outstanding, man. You've been absolutely superb. So the girls will be in contact with you in the next couple of days as you fish in the street. Anyway, you can call in and see him, and so you get a winner, and then you also get one in the fillet steak as well. So hey, double winner, Bobby, tonight for all of your efforts. But there we go, girls. We had more stuff. We're on 1 hour 15. We need to go. It's been absolutely a blast, and it is genuine a pleasure to sit and chat with you about all sort of things that are happening. It's absolutely brilliant. The range has just gone through the roof, and I just think so. We've got another show in November, I think. It was October, November, and then we've got another one on the 6th of December. That'll be advertised as well. And then starting from next week, there will be a weekly update of events and shows and things that will be coming on a standard, what we call an evergreen post, will be going out every single week. Just a slight changes to where that is, or a week or a fortnight. We'll have a look at that for you. But until then, give us one final pearl of wisdom, Alana, on the world of snack food and being the best South African snack food company across the island of Ireland.
Pearl of wisdom. Buy local. Simple. Just, that's it. Just get behind and support your small businesses, because they're putting money back into the local economy where you are. It's right on your doorstep, so why would you fly it in? And with the good old Windsor framework that nobody knows what the heck's happening, buy local, you can't go wrong.
Ilse.
You don't make friends with salad.
True.
Honestly, on that absolutely, because after that, I'll just be spitting out nothing, but it's just brilliant. Thank you as ever. Thank you to everybody that's been watching. I'm Big Joe Shep, the Biltong Babes bitch boy, as ever. It's a real pleasure to be so. Thank you to Susie. Thank you to Ilse and Alana. And we will see you in November. More to follow. And another episode of All Beef and No Bull. The Snack Chronicles continues. We'll see you soon. See you all.